Hey everyone! It's been a little over 3 years since I got my cochlear implant, and I want to give an update on how I'm doing. So far, my cochlear implant is a very natural part of my life now, and it's a very noticeable difference when I don't have it on. I can tell that I'm at a disadvantage, that it's more difficult for me to hear, and there are times when I can't wear my cochlear implant, like if I want to go skiing or to an amusement park. In the case of skiing, I wear a helmet, and my cochlear implant is not going to fit under a helmet. So I just have to make do with the hearing I have in my right ear. And I can, but it is a challenge. And sometimes someone's on the left of me on a ski lift, and I can't hear them very well at all. So I can tell that the cochlear implant has improved my life, and I'm glad that I did it. And I only have to go see an audiologist about once a year now, and they just do a checkup to see how I'm doing. They do the speech recognition testing, sound recognition testing to see if I'm maintaining, and they said I've been very consistent, so I'm glad to hear that. Some things that I've changed is I wear my hair clip every single day now. I've had the cochlear implant accidentally fall off too many times, where I even had like a hairline crack in it, and I had it replaced under warranty. But I do not want that to happen again, so I wear the hair clip as a safety net so that it will catch it. It will not fall on the ground if anything happens unexpected. I also don't stream as often to my cochlear implant. So the reason I had a cross-aid hearing aid before I had the cochlear implant surgery, which that's a device in both ears. Since I got the cochlear implant, I still used my other hearing aid because it just acted like a hearing aid in my right ear. But that, and not the cross part in the left, but that cross aid did not have Bluetooth. It seems common that cross aids did not have Bluetooth in them. Well, anyways, I got a new hearing aid recently that does have Bluetooth, and it's not a cross aid at all anymore because I'm not using that function. And it has been such a luxury to be able to just Bluetooth connect to my phone without the R-Tone 3 neck loop or anything, and just stream music, that I've gotten so accustomed to that, and I enjoy that freedom so much that I tend to stream to my hearing aid. But I still wear my cochlear implant every single day, all the time. But for streaming, it's just so cumbersome to put on the neck loop and attach the telecoil adapter, or even if you Bluetooth connect to the cochlear implant directly, there's still another device in between. It's not, well, at least it was that way. There's another box device. So recently, though, Medel released called an AudioStream adapter for Rondo 3, and I was really excited about this. It's another adapter. It plugs into my cochlear implant just like the telecoil adapter does. And right here, and it's supposed to be where you can wirelessly stream to the cochlear implant. And it said that you could do bimodal streaming, where you can stream to a hearing aid and a cochlear implant at the same time. And I was very excited. Then I started looking at the compatibility options, and the bimodal streaming works with only Android phones and only certain brands of hearing aids. I have an Apple phone, so immediately it wasn't going to work, and I didn't have the right brand of hearing aid. When I found this out, this was around the time I was thinking of getting a new hearing aid. So I decided I didn't want to switch my phone. It's the first reason. Like, I know it's not going to work because of my phone. And there's only a certain list of brands, hearing aid brands, that this would work with. Some of them being Beltone, Oticon, Resound, and there's some more. But my last hearing aid was Phonak. I was used to using Phonak. I was also more interested in some of the features that Phonak had and some of the newer hearing aids. So I knew the bimodal streaming wasn't going to work because of my Apple phone. So why bother picking a brand, hearing aid brand, just because it's on this compatibility list? So I ended up buying a Phonak Audeo Lumity hearing aid. And maybe down the road, maybe Apple will get on board for this bimodal streaming, and then I will reconsider if a couple of years down the line, if I have to get another hearing aid, maybe I'll switch brands so that I can do the bimodal streaming. But there's already like 2 things against me on why this wasn't going to work. So I just picked the brand that I was comfortable with, that I wanted to, so I got Phonak. But I really hope that Apple gets on board with this bimodal streaming, because it's just the way like technology is advancing, and I don't want people in this odd situation where they have a hearing aid and a cochlear implant to feel so frustrated about having to pick certain brands to have the convenience of streaming. That, you know, like everyone should have the ability to hear well and as seamlessly as possible. You know, and that shouldn't be a factor of what brand you want to use. You know, this should be available to everyone, like some form of standardization. So I hope that that will be in the future, so that people with single-sided deafness and wearing 2 different types of hearing devices can get the benefits they need. So I will be following that very closely in the years to come. And it's an additional expense if you want to buy that AudioStream adapter. So considering all the brand problems, I didn't even buy it because I just didn't feel like the benefits that justified the cost for me right now, because it's not cheap. Just like if you have hearing problems, it is very expensive to maintain these devices, you know, and I sympathize with people who have hearing loss at a young age, like I do, because, you know, you have to keep upgrading. The devices do not last your whole life, you know, so to keep trying to buy new devices every so often, you know, and they're not, I mean, there's a range. You could find an affordable hearing aid, or you can find more advanced hearing aid. So you have options, but they're not cheap, and you don't really have a choice because you need to be able to hear and to function. So I hope maybe hearing aids will become more affordable, and higher quality hearing aids will become more affordable to everyone, because I really would like to see everybody to have the best technology out there for everyone. So thanks for watching. I will try to make another video about my new hearing aid coming up in the next little bit. So stay tuned for that. Thanks